Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Proxy Clone video number 9. As you can see, we've got the airframe here and the wing here. What we've got now is I peeled the paper here. This becomes really flimsy, really flimsy. Not very happy about that, which means we are going to have to put something in, some sort of a spar like this, or well, longer than that. My other thought was, since I have a gap here, is to possibly reinforce that by putting a piece here and maybe something down the center, an extra piece of foam to double that up. It's strong here, and you see as I go out how it gets flimsy. So that's what I need to address, is out here at the tip. I don't need it fluttering like that. That's going to create all sorts of problems. But what I did want to show is cutting out our ailerons. Okay, so I've made my initial cut here, and we do need to make a couple other measurements. So we can cut down there, split that. That's not a problem. The next problem becomes on this side, where we need to basically make our other cuts to release that. Now, probably would have been a lot easier to do without these tips on. I probably should have released these, but I wanted to make sure I got good adhesion over here. So now we're dealing with that. So we will figure this out. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut through here. Get my blade out. This is 2 inches. We can go ahead and confirm that that is 2 inches. Yes, it is. Also, along with that, we've got where we broke this down into 2 inches, 2 inches. So we've got that nice line right there. This might be a situation where, because we've got this line, I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut out our aileron. We'll bevel both edges because it's nice and thick, and we'll do some sort of hinged system on that. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and cut down. Now, I like larger control surfaces. If you don't like larger control surfaces, you want a little less, by all means cut yours smaller. I like them a little bit bigger. I feel I've got more control, and with a lighter plane, sometimes having that extra control is really nice. So we're going down, we're fairly 90 degree, and we're just going to cut this right down. So I started my cut by going straight down, and then I angle my blade so that I get a nice straighter cut. And we're just going to cut through. Alright, so we got that first cut down. So for the next cut, I'm going to tear the paper here. This is just to allow me to get to this. Now, I don't want to cut to the edge. We want to cut a little off of that, so we're going to come over here, and how much do we want to go? So right now we're at a 10 inch. So let's figure this out. If I go a 1/2 inch, it gives me some meat there. If I double up on that, I'm a lot happier. So we'll go at least a 1/2 inch on that. So we're going to mark this at our 1/2 inch. Come down, do the same thing. Come in, mark it at our 1/2 inch. Come down. Make sure we've got a good line. Mark our line. Alright. Got that. Do the same thing. We can see where the crease starts. So we'll make sure we're good 90. Go straight down through. We're going to angle, and we're not going to force it, so we cut a little at a time. And if we do it right, it cuts beautifully straight on through. Alright. Excellent. So the next cut we need to make is this one. Coming across, we're going to free our aileron. And for that, I'm going to move some stuff here so I can get... I try to make a lot of stuff easy for y'all to see on camera, but make it more comfortable for you when you're cutting, so that you get the nicest, cleanest cut you can. This is not exactly where I would have it necessarily. Got a little siren action going on, so I'm just splitting that mark. There we go, happy with that. And then we're going to cut along. Now you want to make this as straight a cut as possible because this is a hinge line. And with any hinge line, having a nice, clean, straight cut is going to make it hinge better, right? That all makes sense to everybody? The cleaner you have this, the straighter you have this, the nicer that hinge is going to be. And again, just make it just like that. So we're cut through, but we're not released yet, right? Oh, we are, so hold on. I know I don't have a great cut. So down through there we go. To release here, so there we go. And that's going to just release our aileron like that. Alright, so now that we have that, we can go through and we'll bevel these half and half. Gives us a nice little spot to put some hinges into. And we'll probably do 1, 2, 3 hinges on that. Plug it right on in. That'll give us a nice movable surface. And then we'll have, of course, instead of one cut down, we'll have nice even cuts, which means it'll move in the center, which gives us perfect deflection up and down with the movement. And that's what we want to do, right? Alright, so we've got to repeat the process over here. This might be a little bit off the camera. Sorry if it is. I do apologize. Come on over. Under 10. Let's get right under 10 mark. Come in at a ½ inch. Down. 10 mark, and then ½ inch. This is not comfy for me, being right-handed. Excellent. Get that mark down. And again, we'll come in, get my hidden away at our marks there and there. Alright. Sorry for the squeaky chair. Coming in. So again, we put our point right there, and then I'm just double checking everything, go straight down through, angle the blade right down that line. This helps you keep that straight line, as we said before, and we're just going to drag it through. And keep repeating the cuts until everything's cut through. That's done. And now we get the helicopter coming through. Seemed to be a very busy area around here. I'm not sure why we are so much busier with all the airplanes, helicopters, sirens. Well, sirens I understand. I'm very close to a freeway entrance and hospitals. There. Is that just the paper? No, that's an off cut. Awkward cut there, little sliver coming off. That's going to be fine. Just go ahead and trim that a bit here. Yeah, that's going to be fine because we're hinging that joint anyway, so as long as we're straight across here, that's the main part, right? We'll put these aside. And we are ready for that. So I'm going to do a little more thinking on exactly how I'm going to reinforce this because it's pretty good here. It's really good here, but it's out here. I got to figure out that, and you can even see how this moves. So that's not what I want right there. This is going to be a lot of tension here, and this little bit moving, that's not good. So we'll figure that out and give it some thought. So as you're doing this stuff, obviously you're going to come across the same issues that I am. You know, how do I do this? How do I figure this out? This is all experimental, of course. And so what do when you're experimenting, right? You got to take it one step at a time. So we've cut our ailerons out, we've peeled our paper, we're going to sleep on thinking about how we want to reinforce this. Luckily I've got the other wing that I mocked up to play with, to see what to do. So set the wing aside and we'll come up to the fuselage. Now when I go to glue this, because this is arched, obviously when we lay it down, this point is not the same as this if I drew a straight line from here to here. This comes out a little bit. So we got to flatten this out. So the easiest way, if you don't want to spend time sanding this down, is just to run that blade across, right? And we can do that. We do have to be careful. We probably should have left a little bit of paper on there. But keeping it angled and right on that edge, we're just going to gently, with a very sharp knife, just pull on. I'm using my finger to guide it. Now obviously that wasn't the perfect cut, but we can go across it as many times as we need to and remove as much material as we feel we need to. This is obviously being a better cut. Alright, take a look down the line, see a little bit. I'm steadying it with my one finger. Just take off as much as you feel you need to. Taking a look down, we want it to be as flat as possible. Mind you, we're going to get some glue here when we glue it down, and so that's going to take up any imperfections we have. So that's fine. always making sure we're keeping that angle. That angle is what keeps us from wandering with the blade going up and down. We don't want that. So this just gives us more cutting area to get a straighter cut. And again, we're just trying to cut a little material at a time, trying to keep that as level as possible. So we're taking the proper amount of material off. So a little bit here, did come off a bit. There we go. Be careful, don't cut your hand. You know, my hand's pretty close, but I'm keeping an eye on where that blade is at all times. There we go. Looking down it, I'm happy with that. Maybe we'll take just a smidge more off of this one. Right in this area, right there we go. Alright. So now, when we go to glue this, and I'll have to hold this up between a couple of things, but we go to glue that, it's nice and flat. Get that down in there just nice. So one of the things I noticed as I was test fitting this up, I can show you through the camera here, is we're not lying flat in there. So we're going to have to take a little bit more angle out of here. So we're going to have to come down a little bit more because we've got more arch in that than we do here, right? So it was made, it's fine this way, but as soon as we lean it, we get that gap. So again, we're experimenting with this. This is the key to it, right? So what we'll do is we'll make a pattern and we'll transfer that pattern over to here, and then of course we'll retrim all this up. So again, nothing here is perfect. This is all experimental. We are trying to figure things out as we go and conquer all the problems that we have. Luckily, we've got plenty of extra material to figure out where we're going with things like this. I do want to, leave this as thin as possible, but I could double this up in here, create a KF style foil there, but if I push this, it doesn't help me with the flapping over here, right? So we'll have to figure something out. Maybe we come from here and do that type of a KF foil, and that'll leave this a little bit flimsy, but we are going to tag a piece in here anyways. Little thoughts as to where we go with everything. So this is why we do it. This is why we test and test and test and see where everything's at, making sure that we're getting what we want, right? So obviously, if this was a flat airfoil, we'd just create a straight line. It doesn't matter if you angle it or anything else, it's going to remain straight. But because I wanted this curve in the wing, we have to deal with the issues that come across when we are dealing with that kind of thing. So we'll fix that. We'll come across the solution to that, and we keep moving on. So that's the fun of this, right? That's why we do this kind of stuff, is we're excited about coming up with new things, new technologies. How do we conquer these kinds of things, right? Different process, and it's all experimentation, so you have to be willing to make mistakes, try things out, make adjustments. That's the fun of it. It's like a riddle or a puzzle, right? So we're going along, we need to figure the puzzle out, and that's what we're doing here. We're figuring the puzzle out as we go. This is how you prototype anything. Obviously, any adjustments I make here, I want to go to my pattern and make those adjustments on the pattern. That way, if I want to make it in the future, everything gets cut so that it's a lot better fit, better adjustments, that kind of stuff, so we don't repeat the mistakes that we, well, not mistakes, but the problems that we're having now in the next one, if we decide to go that way, you know. So that's it. Just wanted to jump into this, show you how we're progressing along on here. Thanks everybody for joining and watching. The Proxy videos seem to be doing really, really well. We're happy about that. We just need to, you know, keep moving on, keep getting more likes and subscribes. So you know, if you're enjoying this, giving a little like and subscribe doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form, but it definitely helps me in being able to have my videos seen more and more. The axial videos that I put out, because the 1/24th crawler market is so big and there's so many people out there doing that, those get really good hits. But you know, we like planes also, so we want the plane videos to do really well. So again, if you're enjoying this, like, subscribe. You know, unless I'm annoying you, you don't need to unsubscribe. Just keeping subscribed means that that you want to support this channel, right? You want this channel to move forward. You know, if stuff's coming up in your feed and you're getting annoyed by it, just remember, you know, as content makers, we're out here trying to do this, right? So we're not going to make everybody happy. Not every video I make is going to make you happy, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know, we're trying to make this content for you, and if you don't like and subscribe, or even comment in these videos to let me know what you do and don't like, you know, then I'm just making content off of what I feel everybody's enjoying and what I'd like to do. So if you want to see more of something, by all means, please comment, let me know. I want to show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and be more proactive in helping everybody out. So thanks, like, subscribe, go make it, you can do it. We will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.